Welcome back, RPO Radio fans. Today we're going to be continuing our off-season rankings of teams. So today we're going to be starting off with the Washington Commanders and how they did this off-season. So Hunter's going to get us teed off with that.
Yep, and make sure you guys stay up to date with our previous podcast because that's the first 10, and that will help move you along into our 11th spot. So make sure you definitely check that out so everything connects and flows together. So, at number 11, like we mentioned, we have the Washington Commanders for the power rankings. And I think this team could go far. We saw them go to an NFC championship with a similar team. But the big thing is that they need to stay healthy, and they need Jane Daniels, him especially, to stay healthy, and him to return to his 2024 form, which was insane, immaculate, beautiful. It was great. Now, he just has to be maybe a little bit more smart with running, just like the coach of the Giants had to tell Jackson Dart to be like, hey man, don't make some more rash decisions that could put you in a position that you don't want to be with injuries and stuff like that, because you're our franchise QB. You're our top guy that we need to be there to help us propel us through that season. So if he just plays smart and plays well, stays healthy, great. In the draft, they picked Sonny Styles, and it was perfect for them. They needed a Mike linebacker, and he could probably be the best we've seen in years, possibly. He had a ridiculous combine, and he got moved up to the pick 15 for the Commanders, so everything worked out perfectly for them there. And then they also had moves this season that were really good. They added some key offensive line and some running back room. The running back room much improved after adding Rashad White and Jerome Ford. Antonio Williams has good potential from the third round, but he probably isn't that starter level yet that we need to see out of him. They added significant value to the pass rush room with Clavion Chason, Odafe Owa, as well as Charles Amihu and Dietrich Wise. Now, none of their O-line was drafted, but it was all traded for. So it was a brilliant job by the GM there. And they re-signed Laramie Tunsil. So they have kept the pieces that they needed, and they've added on to it to help improve that team. Now, the one thing that could worry me a little bit is their wide receiver talent, which, don't get me wrong, they have two people, Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel, who can perform great as long as they can stay healthy and be consistent. Consistency is key for those two, because I feel like they just sometimes can get off a little bit and it kind of can hurt the team a little bit. But I really believe in Deebo Samuel to have a positive season this year, and I really hope for him to have a great season, as long as Terry McLaurin get back into that good Madden X Factor era that he was in a few years ago and help propel that team to a deep playoff run. So what's your thoughts?
I agree with everything that you said, and I mean, you mentioned injuries. Zach Ertz, knee dusted, gone, evaporated. I mean, that's a piece they lost on offense.
Yeah, that was not good at all.
Bro's leg went. Pew!
It was not very good.
I mean, that's the bad part. That's the thing. That's been their problem the last few years. As you mentioned, they had a great season in 2024. But just these last two seasons, they've had a lot of injuries. This season felt super injury heavy, but the season prior, it felt like the injuries were just like minor ones that made them miss important games. This one is like major career-ending injuries. As I said, Zach Ertz, and we look at Jane Daniels. He suffered a really big injury this season. They made him miss like 5 games?
Yeah, the rest of the season.
Yeah, like he missed a ton. Missed a ton of the season. And you can't go through a season without a starting quarterback and expect to make the playoffs. I'm sorry, you just can't.
Unless you're the Eagles, when they made
You
it to the Super
simply
Bowl against the Patriots, they won.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll agree with you. I think that they can maybe do something this season, but um, I think that Jane Daniels just has to stay healthy
Yeah,
overall.
big thing, health
He
for that
he's
team.
the key. He's the key to unlocking that door to the playoffs and potentially even a Super Bowl.
And
They've
consistent.
got they've got a great team overall. It's just staying healthy and being ready for next year.
Yep. All right, moving on to our favorite team, Carolina Panthers, at number 12. Would be an A plus, but we got a little bit too many offensive tackles. Not the best. No, I mean, I'd rather have too many than not enough because Bryce Young needs to be shielded. Like there needs to be an iron curtain around him. But we got Monroe Fielding in the first round. Pretty good move. Now, didn't play a lot in college, so we kind of just got a snapshot of what he might look like. So I hope he'll be great, and he'll be a guy that can fill in if someone like Moten or Equinu gets hurt. Hopefully they won't either, but just in case, hopefully he'll be a good backup guy there. I also had Rasheed Walker, which didn't help adding to more offensive tackles. Other than that, we got two positions that we desperately needed filled with Phillips and Lloyd from the Jaguars, which is the most standout one in my opinion. He had a great season last year, and I hope he continues that success into this year. Now we got rid of Dalton at a perfect time, and I couldn't be more happy. Honestly, I can't lie. That Bills game last season, that was a rough one. Bryce Young, if we don't have him, we for the QB we are cooked. But in the division that we're in, NFC South, it's getting weaker. Well, it will improve over time. I say the Saints will be great in the next probably couple of years, but we hopefully should win our if we win our divisional games, we'll make it should make it into the playoffs. Now, this is all if Bryce Young is consistently good around this time, of course. Now, if we can beat the other teams that are added into our schedule as a whole, I think we might be able to make a deep playoff run. I mean, our schedule is gnarly, man. We got to play like the Eagles, the Ravens, all these people. I'm like, whoo, that's rough. And if we can beat the teams that have been consistently good, so of course the Ravens last year was just a little bit of an off year for them. I think
Yeah.
we got a good shot. So, what's your thought?
I think the Panthers can go out and do some amazing things this year. Yet again, as you said, this schedule is insane. I don't think I've ever seen a schedule this ridiculous in my life. I mean, we have the talent to do it, and I'm not worried about them making the playoffs
Yeah,
next season.
wide receiver
I'm
room
sorry.
great.
Say what you want. I'm sorry, Atlanta fans. Trust me, I love Atlanta. Kyle Pitts is over there, my main man from Florida. I mean, there's some really good people over there. Tua Tagovailoa just got over there, Alabama. Shout out to those two programs over there. But anyways, as I was saying, I like Atlanta. I don't mind them, but I'm sorry, they're not gonna win the NFC South. It's not happening. Tua Tagovailoa super inconsistent recently. He gets hurt too much. He has more concussions than he has completions.
I can
Joking, of
quote you on
course,
that.
not being serious, but um anyways, and then you got Michael Penix Jr. who just cannot seem to stay healthy any season.
Nope.
And that's why I'm saying the Falcons, they're out of the picture. Saints, oh my. They're a whole different package.
Now they are on the road to rebuilding, like
Yes, but
success.
they're
They're
nowhere
not there
near
yet,
there
though.
yet. And then Tampa
Buccaneers
Bay
lost so
Tampa
many
Bay just
people.
lost one of their biggest stars in Mike Evans, and I think their program is about to collapse. I mean, I'm sorry, I think they're gonna
Yeah,
fall.
it's gonna be probably a rough year for the Buccaneers fans. Well, we'll see. We'll see. They have
Yeah, we'll
some
see.
people that might be able to get them there. They just got Ruben Bain. That guy, he's he's something
Yeah,
special. He is really good.
I really just do think that the Panthers. are being handed a playoff spot, the thing is, they cannot take this lightly. You gotta power through just like last season where it was gonna be a grind. You gotta keep it that way. This team, what's so awesome is about this schedule though, although it's hard, you get through this schedule, you make the playoffs look like a piece of cake from you know what I mean? Because you'll be like, oh, we already played all these teams first. Oh, we played the hardest team in the country. We're ready to go. Let's go. See, they're going to be all ready, and they're not going to be worried about it. So I'm pretty excited for the Panthers next season. I think that they could maybe, I would say either they'll get to a playoff game, maybe win the first one and lose in the second one, or maybe get there, maybe win two. But I don't know. I would think I don't. They're not Super Bowl caliber.
Yeah, not yet.
Not quite yet, but I think they could maybe win two playoff games, win an NFC championship. Maybe I could see that. I would
Yeah,
say that would be the ceiling of this
if they
team
win the
so far.
NFC Championship, they're headed to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they get to the Super Bowl.
I think they could get there, but they probably would get squashed.
Yeah,
I could see a NFC title, but the problem is the Rams are right in their way.
yeah, that
As
would
we
be the
talked
people
about,
that hinder us.
yeah, as we
Just like
talked about
last
in the
season.
last,
If we
yeah,
got
the
past the
last,
Rams in that close game, dude, I don't know where we would have gone that playoffs.
yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this: the Rams, they are legit next year. They're gonna be insane, and I mean that's where I feel like I think they're gonna win the NFC. Um, but I do think that the Rams are pretty stacked. I think they've got a really good team. But I could see the Panthers maybe pulling off an upset in the NFC title. That would be ceiling.
Yeah.
It would be so sad to see the Panthers go to the Super Bowl and lose again and not have one. But I mean, it's how it goes sometimes. I mean, I just don't think it's their year. I think they're gonna have a good season. I just don't think it's their year. But we'll see what happens, and hopefully they have a decent season. We'll have to see how all the new recruits and when it comes out of draft and all the new guys, all the rookies come in, and all the just new players. Hope they end up doing well.
All right. Next, we have the Detroit Lions. They already have their great players in Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameer Gibbs, people like them. But the Blake Miller pick, great. Cade Mays for them is also great. And they added that to that CB room. Not very great. I mean, it wasn't like magnificent, beautiful, like the best thing I've ever seen. But they kept their main pieces and they have those really explosive guys on their team. It's just health for them, consistency from their best players, and for those newer players stepping up and coming in and really unifying that organization. And I think they could do well this season. It's really just like kind of throwing up flour in the air, just see what happens where it lands. What's your thought?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that that team is really good, but I do not understand why they have not won a Super Bowl yet, or at least done
Made it
well in the
far in a
playoffs.
playoff.
I know, like at least like that team is so stacked. Jameer Gibbs, arguably one of the best running backs in the NFL. I would say he's top five.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then Jared Goff, insane. He's amazing. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, oh my, he's a monster, dude. He's a beast. And Aiden Hutchinson,
Oh yeah,
great defensive player
defensive
there.
beast out there.
Like this team should have been in the playoffs back to back to back to back years. But for some reason, they just can't make it. I don't understand if it's a coaching problem.
I don't think it's a
And,
coaching problem. They have Dan Campbell, one of the greatest
I mean,
coaches.
he's a really good coach. I wonder if it could be some offensive coordinator mistakes or defensive coordinator adjustments that could be needed.
I really
But
just think it's their defense, just in general. They have a weak defense.
yeah, the secondary is the problem.
Yeah, the
I feel like
secondary is their biggest problem.
I think that they can have a good season. The offense just needs to stay elite. And honestly, it reminds me of, for you college football fans out there, I'm just going to use this as an example. The 2015 Florida Gators, their offense was elite, but the defense was so bad that when we played Alabama in the SEC title, we got whooped because Derrick Henry ran all over everyone. And that's what I'm trying to say here is you can't win football games on one side of the ball alone. We saw that with the 2012 Florida Gators as well. As you know, I'm a big Florida fan, so I keep up with all the history of it and all that kind of stuff. But that team had a good defense, no offense. And that's where I feel like this Lions team is at, where they have I'm trying to find the right word. I wouldn't say mediocre, but like they're just they're all right in the defensive position. They're not great,
Yeah.
but you can't survive off Jameer Gibbs running a 50-yard touchdown and Amon-Ra St. Brown catching an absolute dot the whole game. You'll maybe make the playoffs with that, maybe once in a few years, but that's not going to cut it. You have to step up and you got to do better drafting defensive players. They did okay this season. That's why I have higher hopes for them this season. They did pretty good drafting defensively. I think that they add those like specific players that they need to maybe give them just a small enough boost to maybe get them into that playoff position. But if they can't keep up with the times and how defensive drafting is and how the GM has to do that, I don't know where this team's going to go.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. It's the defense is their biggest issue. Now, moving on to the Dallas Cowboys, who literally just handed the Eagles Mekhi Lemon. I have no idea how. But boosted by getting downs, it probably would be a C if they didn't get him, and they're still desperately trying to make up for by trading Parsons, which I don't know exact uh idea behind that. Malachi Lawrence doesn't look bad. He just looks like a pure athlete who needs maybe like some more technique, maybe like a little bit boost to his football IQ or something like that to help really boost him there. 7 sacks in the Big 12 isn't bad, but it isn't like mind blowing. Like, oh my goodness gracious. His combine makes
Yeah,
up for it though. Like we said, it's his raw athlete. He got a 4.52 in the 40-yard dash, and he's 6'4", 250 pounds, absolutely massive. And the fact that he ran that fast, I don't even know. I can't explain. That's like insane, absolutely mind blowing. They just are in the middle, just mid off season. They need production from their star players. Dak Prescott has to be locked in this year, and he has to go back to his prime form in order for this team, and the defense needs to get to step up. So, with some maybe a few tweaks to their lineup, maybe adjusting their playbook, something. They might need to just spice it up or something to really help that team get like going. I think the team has plenty of talent. It's just kickstarting them to really get them going. They have two great wide receivers, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb.
C
They're
Lamb, yeah.
phenomenal, phenomenal wide receivers, and they have a great quarterback there to throw to. It's just the defense, I think, has to step up a little bit to help their offense stay in that game. And then the consistency from Prescott really help them get there. And my friend is an Eagles fan, and he put in a little note. He says, "Thanks, Jerry, for Mekhi Lemon."
Now, can you please tell me the name of that 6'4", 250 player again, real quick?
His name is, where is it? Malachi Lawrence is his name.
So, as you're mentioning Malachi Lawrence, pure athlete. We've seen pure athletes come in the NFL before. Big example, Anthony Richardson. He was 244, 6'4", and ran a 4.44. That's insane. It's very similar stats. But as we've seen, Anthony Richardson has not done very well.
Not well at
The
all.
thing is, those pure athletes, a lot of the time they lack the IQ and the um I wouldn't say determination, the overall skill
Yeah.
to continue. A lot of times the reason they succeed in college is because they're just so big of an athlete that they can just outplay everybody on the
Out
field.
muscle, yeah.
But this is the NFL. Everybody's a is a massive contender. They all know skill. These these kind of players like Anthony Richardson and Malachi can both learn. Of course, Anthony Richardson has had some time to learn. I don't know where he's gonna go. He's had
Yeah.
too much time. But Malachi, he's new. He has time to learn. I think the Cowboys, they just need to say, man, you need to listen. You need to pay attention. You want to have a good career here. You gotta get those skills down. Like if they see an error in practice, don't just be like, "Hey Malachi, just don't do that again." No, instill that into him. Get all over that man, and make sure he knows the skill position that he needs to hit.
Yeah. Definitely. It's like, because everyone in the NFL, like you mentioned, they already have that high IQ football. They see everything from a bird's eye view. They know what they're doing, and it's just he needs to get a little bit a dose of that just to help that team boost it. I mean, if he can apply football skill with his pure athlete, just like Anthony Richardson could do, if he really gets the right coaching, right things, because obviously right now he's not up to par. If he can do that, he could be a phenomenal player. Now, number 15, we have the Giants. They have their new upcoming stars in Cam Scalaboo and Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors. I mean, I love that trio right there. They're fun guys to watch, but they had a crispy draft this offseason. Everything else, kind of mid, not nothing too crazy there. Don't love them losing Wan'Dale Robinson, but they couldn't pay him a ton of money either. Some defensive losses are a little bit concerning, but I think they should be all right. We'll see what happens. They might need to add some people in maybe in the middle of the season before the trade deadline or something. Help solidify that if they are in a playoff position. Like they might go out and desperately grab like big star or something if they can afford it, something like that. But of course, they need a like healthier season. Like I already mentioned, Jackson Dart, Cam Scaboo had that horrifying knee injury. Absolutely scary right there. Not that's terrible. I don't know why with that last NFL season we saw these gruesome injuries with all these players, and it was just sad. But they probably, I mean, they might need to get some running back depth. Cam Scaboo, I think he's great, but if he does happen to get injured again, because he might be injury prone with his style of play, as we know, like how he likes his like head first mentality, just full steam ahead, could lead to some injuries. Um, but they probably were hoping Love would follow him, but instead Reese did. So we'll see what happens. Love is and Jeremiah Love. They might have thought he would have been drafted maybe a little lower, and honestly, the Arizona Cardinals, no idea why they took him really. Just they had some pretty solid running backs already there. They had Tyler Algier and stuff. I mean, he's a great running back. I just don't know why they needed him exactly. But I think the Giants showed a glimmer of hope last year. They just need to stay healthy and they need the defense to show up. And their key defensive players to do that. I mean, they lost Dexter Lawrence too, so see what happens there.
Yeah, I think Jackson Dart is one of the best quarterbacks for his age, and he's a rookie last year, and man set the tone for what the future's gonna look like, and it's looking pretty good for New York right now.
And they got their
They
new head
got,
coach, John Harbaugh.
I mean, he's a phenomenal coach,
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal. I do not think he should have been fired from the Ravens at all, but for the Giants, they're singing and humming, "Here come we Super Bowl." They're headed straight there.
Bright
They're
future for
in.
them.
That team is for me. I think they have a really good shot at winning a Super Bowl.
Maybe not
One of
this
the
year, but in
best.
the next few years.
Yes, yes, yes. They could maybe get there this season, but that'd be really difficult. But I think they can do it. They've got a phenomenal coach who's great at talking to the GM and getting that kind of stuff going with the drafts. As you said, they had a great draft, and their team is already stacked. And dude, we haven't even seen Malik Neighbors connect with
Jackson Dart, yeah. Dude,
Jack
that might
Dart
be
so well.
beautiful.
I know that could be the most insane duo of all time. I mean, dude, Jackson Dart could go off with Malik Neighbors as his receiver. And that offense is deadly, dude. They're going to get out on some teams and they're going to put up probably average 30 points a game.
Yeah, that 1-2 punch, if Cam Scabu can stay healthy and the nasty wide receiver and Malik Neighbors, woo! That could be insane.
And I mean, Jackson Dart, don't count him out of the game either. I mean, my guy can run. He'll scramble for a first down. He'll scramble for a touchdown. I think that they've definitely got a roster that can make a run at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely. Just the Jackson Dart, we kind of like Malachi Lawrence. He is overall athlete, just a little bit more like experience and football IQ
Mm-hmm.
could really help him improve his maybe not passing game, but his running game especially. So if he can do that and run well, and dude, they could be set for the next couple of years. All right, number 16, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Not bad, not great. They didn't need to trade up for Delane. Nobody else was going to probably take him that early. McDuffie hurts, especially because they didn't have to do a great job of replacing him. Now, they did a decent job with Delane and Cater Kahu, but Peter Woods, great learning behind Chris Jones. Chris Jones, phenomenal player. He's a leader on that defense and for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, they just are here because they're just I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he got that bad injury last season, so now they have Justin Fields, and from what we've seen from him, not so crispy, guys, not so good. I mean, it was a good pick. Don't get me wrong. Like Justin Fields, he might pop off. He might like restart his career with the Kansas City Chiefs. He has a good wide receivers, Rasheed Rice, to go to.
Yeah, I think he fits that offensive scheme really well too.
Yeah, like
He's so
Patrick Mahomes loves to
fast,
run and stuff like that. Justin Fields loves to run. So
and he's a
I mean,
lot faster,
yeah, and
so
he's
he
a
can
lot
he can get
faster.
more yards.
So if he can get used to that Chiefs book and get things going there, he might do well there. I mean, I think he has a good chance to turn up well, but I mean, if we think about it, he hasn't been with the best teams. Well, the Bears were all right, but the Jets, just count them out, and absolutely terrible. So, I mean, but now that he's on a caliber, and he has Travis Kelce, I mean, I'm not sure exactly why he signed such a long contract with the Chiefs, but I feel like his career is kind of waning down to like the end. I feel like he's had a great career, and I thought maybe last year would have been it, but I don't know. He could be like an early Steelers Justin Fields. We know him, and if Mansoor Delane is good, they, and they will probably be okay. But otherwise, if Justin Fields is horrendous, like he's been in the past, that will probably be another no playoff year and 2 years in a row, which the Chiefs in the past have not been used to. So they're gonna probably, if Justin Fields is doing terrible, they're gonna be praying for Mahomes to come back there. What's your thoughts?
I think that Kansas City, I understand how confident you are in Patrick Mahomes, and I am too. But listen, as we are Carolina fans, when you have a quarterback who is like he is superhuman, if Hunter probably knows where I'm going with this, when they get injured, sometimes they lose that superhuman ability. I am referring to Cam Newton.
Yeah,
That man was Superman for a reason. And when he got hit, it hurt. He just lost that superhuman factor. And he hasn't been the same. But do I think that he could have come back? I mean, he's young. Cam Newton definitely could have come back. I don't think he would ever be the same Superman Cam, but he's still a good QB. I think he could have come back and maybe stay as a backup or even just a solid starter. Maybe not like the greatest player ever, but the thing is, if Patrick Mahomes, that's the thing. This is where we'll start to see who Patrick Mahomes really is. Is he the kind of quarterback who's going to take that injury and learn from it and build on it and be like Tom Brady where he comes out stronger? Or is he going to be like Cam Newton who's going to lose that superhuman factor of him and is going to crumble?
yeah,
But he's already had a successful career, so I mean, you you he isn't really losing much.
yeah.
But
Might lose some skill maybe with
yes,
endurance from the injury or something, but
and I think that
yeah,
definitely the Chiefs, if they can survive just that beginning stretch of the season and get Patrick Mahomes back in there, I think that they can maybe sneak into the playoffs. I don't think if they were to sneak in, I feel like it'd be like this, where kind of like the Ravens, where they like barely made it in, or I think it would be kind of like that, kind of a thing where like they
yeah.
start to get it going during the ends of the season.
All right. Probably last for this video, we have the Green Bay Packers. They needed a corner and they got three. Zaire Franklin makes up for losing Quay Walker. Decent. Probably would have liked some more wide receiver depth than just Sky and more after losing Romeo Doubs and Dontavion Wicks. They need to replenish their O line a little bit, but I guess they're probably fine. Uh, they'll probably be okay there. Love can probably move around, maybe make some things happen, maybe adjust the playbook a little bit to counteract maybe a little bit weaker offensive line. I think they'll make it out and be all right there. And they might need a little help after losing Elgton Jenkins and Rasheed Walker. I don't know who's replacing Rashawn Gary because Parsons is out for a little while, as is Tucker Kraft, which Tucker Kraft, X factor for that team. He is like the similar like to Trey McBride. Like they re- rejuvenate the franchise with their electric play and their just great football ability there. I really hope Tucker Kraft can come back and be healthy because he was really fun to watch there in Green Bay. And Micah Parsons, too, and really helped that team out on the defensive side of the ball. Help them be as dominant because I'll enjoy when I see Packers in the playoffs. I mean, of course, I'm a Panthers fan, but I mean, they're fun to watch and they're not like a hated team or anything. They just have great players that can do great things and I don't think there's anything to dislike about them and where they're going with this maybe the upcoming season.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I mean, Packers, I think they can just kind of just do what they've been doing. I mean, they've been doing good the past few seasons. I feel like they have done fine. I mean, I feel like they're kind of that team that it isn't going to change much this season. I just don't feel much of a difference with them. You know what I mean? I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they're just going to be the same that they have been.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up. So you wrap it up. You want to close it out?
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in today. We're gonna finish our off-season overview of our NFL teams later this week, and we'll try to get you that out real quick for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and drop your comments down below if you have any questions or anything like that. But we'll keep y'all posted. This is Turner and Hunter Oaks signing off.